Hello and welcome back. Now what we're going to be doing today is an ignition upgrade on the Nova. Now this Nova has a 307 small block in it, and we're going to be doing plug and plug wires. We already have a flamethrower coil, so we're good there. But now before I get started, I'm going to talk about the spark plugs I'm going to use. Use E3 diamond fires. Now I've been reading recently where people say they're a gimmick, that they're horrible plugs, that they have nothing but issues with them. Now if you've been watching the channel for a while, you notice almost everything, basically everything I do have has E3s in them. From the 468 and the 80 model C10 that wraps up between 6,500 7,000 RPMs constantly. The 454 and that blue truck just right over there. The daily driver, the gray and black work truck, has E3s in it. My 64 GTO has E3s in it. The Pontiac Grand Am that my wife drives daily has E3s in it. My buddy's 2010 Jeep Wrangler has E3s that I put in it. The 2005 Blazer that I occasionally work on, which is my mother's, has E3 diamond fires in it. Now, between all those, there have been no issues whatsoever running E3 diamond fires. And I see a lot of issues where people are having a lot of problems with them and everything. And the problem, what I see is I ran into this problem once 10 years ago or so when I first started using them, because they've been out for a long time, which usually a gimmick plug don't last that long. Well, years ago with my first truck at 305, and I was running E342s over the Champions that were in it, and ran real good. So when I built my first 355 and dropped in that truck, I started running the E342s because that's what's suggested for a 350. So after the first time I wrapped it up over 6,000 RPMs, started getting a miss. Pulled the plug and it was damaged right here. Two of the three prongs that broke off. I thought it was the plug, and then I started thinking. I did it one more time, wrapped it up again, and did it again. So then my first thought was, what's the difference between the Champion and Bosches I've tried earlier in this motor to the E342s I'm trying now? Which in that 355 I'd switch between plugs to see what I could find the difference, instead of just giving up like a lot of people do. Now the Champion and Bosches, they were working great for about a month, and then the plugs fell out and they'd be completely no good no more. And the E3s, as long as I didn't wrap it up over 6,000 or 5,800, whichever was right in that range, they'd last 3 to 5 months without fouling out. And if they did foul up, I could just get on the highway and put my foot in a little bit, clean it up, and they clean up. Well, then I took the Champions out, compared the two, noticed the E342 had a longer reach, dropped down to an E340, wrapped it up over 6,000, no problem. I think that's what a lot of people's issues with these plugs are. Sometimes they're grabbing too long of a reach. So what we're going to be putting in here is E340s. Even though this motor will not wrap up that far, but I find the E340s for a Chevy engine to just be a lot better. In fact, that's what we're running in that 454 over there, the 468 in the 80 C10, and the 350 in the daily driver. So, and they last a long time. So we're going to go ahead and put these in, which is fairly easy, and then we're going to get to the spark plug wires on this car. Now usually the best thing to do is go ahead and get your wires and lay them out by length. That way you can start in one spot and pick the length you want and get it just right. Now of course we're going to start with number 1 and go from there. So our number 1's right here. We're going to loop around. I'm going to start with this one right here. And I got these nice little holders. Attach number one. Now we need number 8. 8 is going to be a short one. We'll grab our shortest one. Now, of course, we're going to go for 4. Since 4 is right here, it's about a mid-length. Go. Now we should be going to number 3, which is right here, right behind number 1. It's going to be fairly long. So this may work right here. Yep, okay. So in a case like this, I know number 2 is going to be my longest one, so I don't want to use that one yet. I'm going to swap number 1 and number 3 and see how that works. Should work a lot better. Okay. Now you don't have to be this particular when putting on your plug wires, but I like mine to be a little more nice, tidy, and neat compared to a lot of the other ones I see. I don't like my plug wires being thrown around. There we go. Might have to make adjustments just a little bit to these wire holders, but that's fine. Now we're going to go to number 6, which is another short one actually. Okay. Alright, we only got 3 left. Next one is 5. So that just leaves 7 and 2. We can run 7 here. And then the last one for 2. And there we have it. Alright, now there you have it. We have our Taylor Thunderbolt 8.2 spark plug wires on here and our E3 plugs. Now they look pretty good. The only problem is actually our wire loom holders are not really holding up like they should, so I'm just going to take my time, tinker with a little bit more, get them right where I want them, and that'll be it. Now this obviously probably does even look a lot better than a lot of them you'll see on Craigslist. But there it is. Pretty easy to do. Now if you didn't see before in any of my other videos, the trick to finding number 1 on a distributor is getting number 1 piston top dead center on your compression stroke, and the rotor bug should be facing that piston. If not, pull a distributor and get it turned until you're at number 1. I'll post the link below to the video of installing the distributor. And there that is. Now we only got 1 upgrade left on this Nova, and that's the headlights. So just keep up, subscribe, keep a watch out for it because it's coming up. And as always, thanks for watching.